Have you ever wondered what it means to live a truly content life? It's a question that many of us grapple with, isn't it? As we navigate through the ebbs and flows of existence, the concept of contentment often seems elusive. But what if I told you that the teachings of Buddha, an ancient sage, could offer us insights into this profound quest? Intriguing, right? Well, stay with me because a story from Buddha's life might shed some light on this. Once upon a time in the royal court of King Pasenadi, a question arose. The question was one of love and affection. King Pasenadi, in a moment of candid conversation, turned to his beloved queen Mallika and asked, "Who do you love the most in the world?" He expected her to say his name, but Queen Mallika surprised him with an unexpected answer. She confessed, "I love myself the most." King Pasenadi was taken aback. He had anticipated a different response. He had expected his name to be the one that his queen cherished above all others, yet here she was, professing her love for herself as being paramount. He couldn't understand her answer. It seemed to him to be a stark contradiction to the norms of love he had always known. Word of this conversation reached the ears of the Buddha. Intrigued, he decided to share his wisdom on the matter. He explained that what Queen Mallika expressed was not an act of selfishness, but rather an acknowledgement of self-love and self-care. The Buddha elaborated, in order to truly love others, one must first love oneself. To care for others, one must first understand how to care for oneself. It is only when we are content with ourselves, when we love and accept who we are, can we genuinely extend that love and acceptance to others. This teaching was a revelation for King Pasenadi. He began to understand that self-love was not a barrier to loving others, but rather, it was the foundation upon which all other forms of love were built. He realized that Queen Mallika's love for herself did not diminish her love for him, but rather, it enhanced it. This story of King Pasenadi and Queen Mallika serves as a profound lesson in self-love and self-care. It reminds us of the importance of understanding and accepting ourselves, of prioritizing our own well-being, and of recognizing that self-love is not a selfish act, but a necessary one. Understanding oneself and practicing self-love, as Queen Mallika did, can lead to a more content life, according to Buddha. So what does this story tell us about Buddha's teachings? Buddha's teachings, encapsulated in the story of King Pasenadi and Queen Mallika, emphasize the importance of self-love, understanding, and acceptance. Buddha believed that these intrinsic aspects of the human condition are the foundation of contentment. Let's dissect this a bit further. Self-love, as understood in Buddha's teachings, isn't about narcissism or self-indulgence. Rather, it's about appreciation for oneself, embracing our strengths and weaknesses, and recognizing our inherent worth. It's about treating ourselves with kindness and forgiveness, just as we would treat a dear friend. Understanding, on the other hand, is about gaining insight into our thoughts, emotions, and actions. It's about being aware of our internal world and acknowledging that our thoughts and feelings are transient. They come and go like waves in the ocean. By understanding this, we learn not to cling to them or be swept away by them. Acceptance is the final key to contentness. Buddha taught that we should accept ourselves as we are, without judgment or criticism. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation, but rather, it's about acknowledging our present state and understanding that it's a part of our journey. These teachings show us that contentment isn't about having everything we want, but rather about wanting and appreciating what we have. It's about finding joy in the simple everyday moments and understanding that true happiness comes from within. In essence, Buddha taught that understanding and loving oneself is the first step to achieving contentment. Let's revisit the key points from today's discussion. We began by exploring the thought-provoking story of King Pasenadi and Queen Mallika, where we learned that material wealth does not equate to happiness. It's the contentment within ourselves that truly brings peace and joy. Then we delved into Buddha's teachings, which emphasize the importance of contentment. Buddha taught us that true contentment comes from within and not from external sources. He encouraged us to appreciate what we have rather than longing for what we don't. Furthermore, Buddha's teachings highlighted the significance of self-love and understanding. By understanding ourselves, we can identify our strengths and weaknesses, and by loving ourselves, we can accept these traits, fostering inner peace and contentment. So, we've journeyed through a story, uncovered lessons about contentment, self-love, and understanding, all while exploring Buddha's teachings. Next time you find yourself questioning your contentment, remember Buddha's teachings, and Take a moment to understand and love yourself.